This is Jeremy Jackson, Multimedia Sports Reporting. And right now I'm going to have a little rant about something that upsets me. And that would be your New York Metropolitans baseball team. And they're horribly run, they are horribly managed, they are horribly coached, and they give horrible effort. Quite frankly, Omar Minaya needs to go. He may absolutely be the worst general manager in baseball. Let's look at some of his brilliant moves. Oliver Perez, 3 years, $36 million. I don't think he started any more than 30 games in the past 2 seasons, nor has he posted an ERA below 5. That is just terrible for a guy making $12 million a year. He could not hit the strike zone if it was an ocean and he fell out of a boat. Jerry Manuel, I like the guy. I like how he handles the media in New York City. He too needs to go. He has no feel for managing a game. He has no idea how to use his bullpen. He overmanages the game. He cares so much about lefty-righty splits that he just absolutely doesn't look at trends. And as far as this team, I don't see it getting any better. Jason Bay, he makes way too much money for what he gives. Luis Castillo, another brilliant Omar Minaya move, makes way too much money. And his replacement, Ruben Tejada, nice defender, can't hit worth a lick. The farm system is no good. All of our studs, like Henry Mejia and Ike Davis, have come up and given moderate to average showings in the league, in the bigs. David Wright, I cannot live with his streakiness. Some days he'll be, a Hall of Fame caliber player, and others he'll look like he should be in the minors. David Wright is a guy a homegrown guy, he needs to be traded. He needs to be traded because he will bring a return due to his talent, but he's just not the guy who has the heart, who has the toughness, who has the throwing arm, and who has the consistency to be a true winner. Jose Reyes, nice player. I could live without him too. He's oft injured, does not hit the ball well enough to utilize his terror on the base paths. Carlos Beltran, always injured again. Perhaps an $18 million sinkhole. Not good. Now, the third or fourth consecutive year, the Mets have just not been playing relevant baseball in September or winning baseball in September. They have missed the playoffs every year since 2006, despite having the payroll and the resources to be a very good team. Speaking of which, the Wilpons, they are the worst. We know they're cheap. I read a statistic the other day where they spend about 50% of their payroll, 50% of their revenue on payroll. That is a sign of cheapness. They're in it for the profit. Okay, other top 8 teams spend up to 55 to 60%. The Philadelphia Phillies, our biggest rivals, they spend about 60% of their revenue on their payroll, which is higher than ours. Because you're cheap. You're cheap. And I really have nothing else to say. I don't think this is going to get any better next season because we still have Perez, because we still have Castillo, and because we still have cheap owners. And we'll probably still have Omar Minaya. But perhaps another terrible, awful losing season will put the Wilpons in their place. Force them to get rid of their terrible GM who has no faith in young players, who absolutely does not know how to manage a farm system. Perhaps they will get rid of Jerry Manuel and hire a competent coach, or bring Wally Backman up from Brooklyn And perhaps there's hope for this team in 2012 because I don't see it coming next year. Jeremy out.